Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a new episode of Explore and Engage with Anam. Is the United States of America going to ban Chinese drones? That is the question that we will discuss today. My friends, we have been talking about drones for several weeks now, and we still have not stopped talking about drones. It was all over the news. People in different states in America saw mysterious drones flying in the sky. People in New Jersey reported seeing drones. People in New York reported seeing drones. In Maryland, in Connecticut, in Georgia, California, and other states. People in multiple states across the country saw mysterious drones flying in the sky. And as the American people saw these drones, they captured photographs and video clips of these mysterious objects flying in the sky. My friends, we are human beings. We have curiosity. When we see something mysterious, we ask questions. And it is absolutely natural to ask questions. And the American people asked questions, and people asked, what are these drones? Why are these drones flying? Where did these drones come from? And people want to know why they saw these strange objects flying over our cities and neighborhoods. What is going on? As people asked questions, sadly, they did not get the answers. We, the American people, we did not get the answers. The federal government did not provide answers. John Kirby, who is the White House National Security Communications Advisor in the Biden-Harris administration, last month, Mr. Kirby said, during a White House press briefing, he said, "We have no evidence at this time that the reported drone sightings pose a national security or a public safety threat or have a foreign nexus." That is what he said during a press briefing, a White House press briefing. He said, "We have no evidence at this time that the reported drone sightings pose a national security or a public safety threat or have a foreign nexus." But that did not answer the questions that people have. That is, what are these drones? And people have questions. Where did these drones come from? More questions. Who controls these drones? Why are these drones flying? I mean, lots of questions, but we did not get answers. The Department of Homeland Security, the FBI, the Federal Aviation Administration, the Department of Defense, jointly stated the following. So this is the DHS, FBI, FAA, and DOD jointly said, "Having closely examined the technical data and tips from concerned citizens, we assess that the sightings to date include a combination of lawful commercial drones, hobbyist drones, and law enforcement drones, as well as manned fixed-wing aircraft, helicopters, and stars mistakenly reported as drones." This was the joint statement last month from DHS, FBI, FAA, and DOD. This was not a satisfactory statement. Questions remained, and questions still remain, unanswered questions. I understand that sometimes people make mistakes if they are looking up at the sky and they see an object which people might think, oh, it's a drone, but maybe it's an aircraft. Maybe it's a helicopter. I understand that some people may make mistakes and mistakenly call something a drone, and it's actually not a drone. Maybe it's an aircraft. These mistakes may happen. I understand that. But there are many reports of drones from credible sources, including local government leaders and law enforcement professionals. People who saw these mysterious drones. Local government leaders saw these drones. Law enforcement officers, law enforcement professionals saw these drones. And many American people saw these drones. Now, some of the sightings may be, as I said, people may make mistakes. That's okay. People may make mistakes and say, oh, that's a drone, but maybe it's not a drone, it's an aircraft. I get that. But the sightings, the reported sightings, a vast number of sightings, all of these cannot be mistakes. No. And people have also reported seeing drones that are the size of cars and SUVs. That's quite unusual. Drones that big, drones that are the size of cars and SUVs. That's big. That's not a drone used by a photographer. That's not a drone used by a realtor to take pictures of a property. That's not a drone used by a farmer. Drones that are the size of cars and SUVs, those are big drones. Unusual. And here's something that our president-elect, Donald J. Trump, said last month. This is from December of 2024. Donald Trump, our president-elect, he said, the government knows what is happening. And he also said, and for some reason, they want to keep people in suspense. Let me repeat. Donald Trump said the government knows what is happening. And he also said, and for some reason, they want to keep people in suspense. These comments came from President-elect Donald Trump. Local government leaders and state officials and so many people across the country kept asking questions, and people are still asking questions about these drones, and we still do not have answers. There's a severe lack of transparency when you look at the current Biden-Harris administration. They are not giving us the answers to our questions. People wondered if these are U.S. government drones. People wondered if these are foreign drones. People wondered if these are drones controlled by extraterrestrial beings from outer space. There's a lot of speculation. People are wondering where these drones came from, who's controlling the drones, why are these drones flying over our cities and neighborhoods, what's the purpose, what are these drones trying to do, or whoever is controlling these drones, what are they trying to do, what's the purpose? And now there's some really interesting news that I'm going to share with you, and some of you may have heard about this already. The federal government is considering rules that could limit or even ban the sale of Chinese-made drones in the United States. The question that I stated at the very beginning of this podcast episode, is the United States going to ban Chinese drones? So now, reportedly, the federal government is considering rules that could limit or even ban the sale of Chinese-made drones in the United States. Now, I'm going to share with you some information from the U.S. Department of Commerce. This is from the 2nd of January of 2025. So January the 2nd of 2025, it was a Thursday, and this is information from the U.S. Department of Commerce's website that I'm going to read to you. The U.S. Department of Commerce's Bureau of Industry and Security, BIS, issued an advance notice of proposed rulemaking, ANPRM, seeking public comment to inform the potential development of a rule to secure and safeguard the information and communication technology and services, ICTS, supply chain for unmanned aircraft systems, UAS, or drones. And I'm going to read to you the next part. With the rapid development of advanced technology, commercial drones are now commonplace across the United States. This ANPRM explains how foreign adversary involvement in UAS, ICTS supply chains, including acute threats from the People's Republic of China, PRC, and Russia, may offer our adversaries the ability to remotely access and manipulate these devices, exposing sensitive US data. This is breaking news. You know, this information is dated January 2nd of 2025, so just a few days ago, very recent. And this is a major development. And the US Commerce Secretary said the following. Okay, so I'm going to read to you what she said. The US Commerce Secretary said, securing the unmanned aircraft systems technology supply chain is critical to safeguarding our national security. This ANPRM, which is the Advance Notice of Proposed Rulemaking, this ANPRM is an essential step in protecting the United States from vulnerabilities posed by foreign entities. There's going to be a public comment period, and the Commerce Department is seeking public comments by March 4th of 2025. So this is major development. My friends, if you do some research, you're going to find out that China, right now, China dominates the drone market around the world. And in the United States market for drones, China is a big player. And this is the cause of concern. Some people feel that the more Chinese drones, Chinese-made drones there are in the US market, the greater the concerns. People are concerned. People are anxious. People are worried. My friends, in the United States, we want to protect our private information. We want to prioritize our safety and security. And given the widespread reports of mysterious drones flying over various American cities and towns, people are concerned, extremely concerned. And since we did not get clear information about where the drones came from and what these drones are doing and who's controlling these drones, the American people continue to be anxious and worried. And now we are learning that the Commerce Department, the US Commerce Department, may be taking action to limit or ban the sale of Chinese-made drones in the United States. The timing of this development is very interesting. And now it is going to raise more questions. People are going to be wondering, is this announcement by the US Department of Commerce, is this announcement connected to the large number of reports of mysterious drones that Americans saw in recent weeks? People are wondering, okay, we saw these mysterious drones, we still don't know where these drones came from, and now we're seeing that the US Department of Commerce, the federal government, is considering rules that could limit or even ban the sale of Chinese-made drones in the US. So people are wondering, is there something happening? Is there a big problem connected to Chinese-made drones, which is why our federal government is now taking action to limit, considering rules that could limit or even ban the sale of Chinese-made drones in the US. There are lots of questions, and we still don't know where these mysterious drones came from, but we do know that the federal government is considering rules that could limit or even ban the sale of Chinese-made drones in the US. A lot of people out there, they're probably feeling that the government is hiding something from the public. As Mr. Trump said, our president-elect, he said the government knows what is happening, and he also said, and for some reason they want to keep people in suspense. So, my friends, I want you all to pay attention, which is why I am recording this podcast episode, and I am drawing your attention to this matter. Yes, we've heard about the drones. People in multiple states have seen the drones. Local government officials, state officials, law enforcement professionals, they have seen the drones, mysterious drones flying in the sky. We still don't know where the drones came from. We don't have the answers. But we do know, as I am letting you know here, and you can go on the internet and do your own search. You can go and look at news articles. The federal government is considering rules that could limit or even ban the sale of Chinese-made drones in the US. And I told you what the US Commerce Secretary said. Securing the unmanned aircraft systems technology supply chain is critical to safeguarding our national security. This ANPRM is an essential step in protecting the US from vulnerabilities posed by foreign entities. My friends, I think the federal government, and by that I mean the Biden-Harris administration, the Biden-Harris administration must be transparent, must come forward and tell people the truth about these mysterious drones. Mr. Trump clearly said that the government knows what is happening. So why is the Biden-Harris administration not telling us, the American people, what is happening? Where are these drones? Where did these drones come from? And what's the mystery behind these drones? My friends, I want you to all pay attention. Do not forget about the drones. I know that the news cycle moves very fast. So one day we, watch a breaking news, we talk about it. 2 days later, there's some other major news, and people move on. They talk about the next thing, and then the next thing, and then the next thing. And in the process, people may forget what happened a week ago or 2 weeks ago. But I want you to keep in mind that we still do not have the answers from the Biden-Harris administration about these mysterious drones that so many people saw in so many states. So do not forget about the drones. Do not forget about the drones. We need answers. And I'm hoping that once Donald Trump is sworn in as the 47th President of the United States of America, I'm hoping that his administration will provide answers. Okay? The Biden-Harris administration is not being transparent, but the Biden-Harris administration is reaching the end of the term, and a new administration will soon be in power, which is going to be the Trump administration, the Donald J. Trump administration. And I'm hoping that the Trump administration will share information with the public and tell us what's behind, these drones that people saw. What is the mystery of these drones that people saw in so many states across the country? So do not forget about the drones. We are still waiting for answers. And we know one thing, that there's this announcement from the U.S. Department of Commerce about drones. That the Department of Commerce is considering rules that could limit or even ban the sale of Chinese-made drones in the U.S. So we need the complete picture. We expect transparency from the Biden-Harris administration, but we have not seen transparency. So I'm hoping that the Trump administration will provide more information to the public. So my friends, I want to hear your thoughts. Please tell me, what do you think about the mysterious drone sightings? And do you think that the drone sightings prompted the U.S. Commerce Department to make this announcement about rules that could limit or even ban the sale of Chinese-made drones in the U.S.? Is there a connection? Did the large number of drone sightings prompt the federal government to issue this ANPRM, Advanced Notice of Proposed Rulemaking? I want to hear your thoughts, okay? So share with me whatever thoughts you have. I want to hear your opinion, your views. If you have questions you want to ask me, questions that could generate more discussion, please send me your questions. You can go to my website. My website is tausifanam.net. tausifanam.net. Once you are on my website, you can read more about me. You can read my bio. You can check out my blog posts. You can also see my list of published opinions. There's more than 100 of them. And you can also check out my poetry books. You can learn more about my poetry books. And you can also send me message through my website. And you can also sign up for my e-newsletter. And if you want to email me, my email address is tausif@tausifanam.net. Very simple. Once again, my email address is tausif@tausifanam.net. So go to my website, tausifanam.net. Feel free to email me at tausif@tausifanam.net. And you can also connect with me on social media. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Truth Social. I'm on X, formerly known as Twitter. I'm also on Instagram. So Facebook, Truth Social, Instagram, X. Connect with me on social media. And thank you so very much for continuing to listen to my podcast. My friends, please continue to share with me your thoughts, connect with me, and I hope to be back again soon with a new episode of Explore and Engage with Anam. Thanks.